Well, there could be some big changes coming to the way bushfires are fought in New South Wales with the release of a report into last summer's bushfire disaster. The state government will adopt all the recommendations, including for landowners in fire-prone areas to be legally required to clear land. For more, I'm joined now by our reporter Gavin Coote, who's following the story. Afternoon, Gav. So this follows a 6-month inquiry into the New South Wales bushfire emergency. What did it find?
Tom, this was a really key inquiry alongside the Bushfire Royal Commission, which looked at the national bushfire disaster. Of course, New South Wales lost more than 1,000 homes. People died. And as a result of this 6-month inquiry, there have been 76 recommendations, quite really in depth, looking at all things around aviation, having stronger water bombing assets, the welfare of firefighters, but also looking at the role that vegetation hazard reduction burning has played. That's been obviously a large focus of the post-bushfire debate. Part of the recommendations would involve landowners being legally required to clear land on their properties if their bushfire-prone vegetation poses a bushfire risk. And if they don't clear that land, the Rural Fire Service will actually be able to do it for them. Now, the Premier has given a 6-week odd timetable for these to be sort of worked through. Some will need negotiation with the federal government and others will need budget considerations. But the Emergency Services Minister, David Elliott, says all of them will be implemented. Some already have, and he's prepared to go even further.
We want to make sure that we get the balance right, and to do that, we've got to make sure we consider both the concerns of those that are advocates of the environment, but also our main concern. Will always be, my main concern is, and I need this made very, very clear, is life and property. Everything that we do with these 76 recommendations will be focused on protecting life and property.
Okay, so Gav, thousands of people in New South Wales lost their homes in the fires. Has there been any community reaction to the report so far?
Well, there was a huge level of public interest in this report, almost 2,000 public submissions. And as you mentioned, 6 months involved a lot of interest in this. And we are already hearing from some people who are on the ground defending their homes and lost their properties about what they think of this. Greg Webb is one of them. He lives in Lake Conjola. He lost his home on the eve of New Year's Eve on the south coast. And he thinks that that the hazard reduction burns is maybe a distraction. He's concerned that communication and the issues around empowering landowners to I guess, bushfire prone their homes has been overlooked here.
There's always going to be someone wanting to be taken into account over the loss of all this property and lives. And I understand that. But singularly, I kept checking the apps and the communication, and being forewarned or understanding how close it was may have assisted from your personal safety. It couldn't have stopped that fire. It came through. If you weren't prepared or you haven't got a house designed to withstand a bushfire, having an hour or 2 hour a day's notice isn't really going to change things.
Greg Webb, and before that, our reporter Gavin Coote.